Who took my money? In today's video, I'm going to share with you who has been taking my money. And I'm going to share with you a lesson that's helped me to develop more of a money magnet mind. So if you're interested in creating a mindset, a philosophy, a way of living, a way of existing that can attract more wealth and prosperity, then today's Good Parts episode is for you. And in case you don't know who I am, my name is Paul Hutchings. This is The Good Parts, a daily social media show where I go live Monday through Friday, right around 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to share one good part from my life and or business in an effort to help you and me create more freedom, happiness, abundance, joy, prosperity, all the good things that life has to offer. That's the theme of the show. So if that resonates with you, you might consider tuning in today and maybe even to future episodes. So I'm excited to share this with you. If you're joining live, say hello, please. Like Nick Romani from West Virginia, aka Almost Heaven. Nick sent me a shirt from West Virginia because West Virginia is known as the Almost Heaven state. And I had this shirt in my bedroom last night and I held it up to my wife and I said, too bad this shirt doesn't fit you. It would be perfect because you are almost heaven. You're like almost heaven. So Nick, thank you for the shirt. And thank you for giving me a way to compliment my wife. I appreciate that. So William over in Singapore is tuning in. Thanks for tuning in, William. I appreciate you being here. And he says, looking forward to making more money. Yeah, amen to that. Me too. So hopefully today's episode can help a little bit with that. Danny Krenzes, hey, good to see you, Danny. And Marion LaSalle says, hello, Paul. Hello, Marion. Love you so much. Thanks for shining your light so bright in my life and everywhere you go. Ashley Casper, hey, I saw you go live again yesterday. Keep up the great service. And Nick says, LOL, you have a great mind. Thanks. Thank you. I appreciate that. I work on it quite a bit. So the simple hack that I wanted to pass along. This is something that I noticed myself doing a couple of months ago, and it started as a test, like I wrote in the description. Before I tell you the thing, I will quickly introduce the idea. So a lot of times in books, if you're reading books on wealth, income generation, success, what a lot of the writers talk about is developing what's called an abundance mentality. In the book, The Science of Getting Rich, there's a line that says, the supply is not limited, the supply is unlimited. And the idea is that if you can get to a state of being where you look upon money as unlimited, abundant, everywhere, it's all over the place, then you are in a more relaxed mode of existence, which tends to attract money. The opposite of having an abundance mindset would be a situation where you're like in this state of need. You like, I need, I'm in an emergency. Like I got to get some more money. Like, like you just have like the state of anxiety building in you around money. And it really is just not a great way to show up in your business and to show up in life. We were actually learning on a mastermind this morning that, in the book Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill says that the state of mind, here's what he says. He says, mental telepathy is a reality. And what he was specifically meaning is that our states of mind and the emotion that we carry, whether we know it or not, is transferred to other people. You can be in a room. In fact, I will verify this with my own personal witness, my own personal testimony. Sometimes if I'm in a room with someone who is in a really bad mood, they don't have to say anything. I can feel it in the air. Have you ever had that experience? You can just feel it. I've got 4 kids and I love my kids, but sometimes they drive me crazy. And one of the things that kids do is sometimes they fight and they argue and they hit and and so when I'm out in my office doing my business, it's all filled with positive energy and excitement and all this good stuff. Sometimes I'll walk in the house and it's just like, drain on my energy because they have been fighting. I can feel that. So if these ideas are true, then the feelings that you have around money definitely transfer over to people. And if you want to attract a lot of wealth, you want people to feel good around you. You want people to want to be around you. So I think this is one of the reasons that you want to develop an abundance mentality. And I'll say one other thing, talking about the need. I notice this sometimes, I can notice the energy when people are coming from a place of need. And I was just talking to my youngest son, Cashton, yesterday, and he was telling me, Dad, I need you to do this. And I said, son, need is not a good, it's not a good emotion. It's not a good state of being. And I said, Jim Rohn, he was a multimillionaire from Idaho, and he used to tell this story, or this teaching metaphor, I guess you could say, about imagining a plot of ground that the farmer has, and the farmer stares down at the ground, and the farmer says, I need some corn. I need some corn. Bring me some corn. I need it. I need it. And Jim Rohn said, the ground looks up at the farmer and says, don't bring me your need, bring me your seed, right? And so if you're bringing seed, that's an idea that you are someone who carries with you goodness, good, abundance, benefits that you can bestow upon people. So if you're bringing those seeds, you have an abundance mentality. So all of that to lead up to this one thing that I've been doing recently, that I started doing. And that is, when I go to a convenience store, and I buy whatever I'm buying, pack of gum, or, whatever, buy water, and I'm getting my change. Historically, what I've always done, thank you for my change. And then I'll take that change and I'll put it in my pocket, and then I'll go in my car, and then I'll throw it in the console. Or if it stays in my pocket till I get home, I'll come in my bedroom and I'll throw the change on the nightstand. And one thing I noticed happening was that the change would end up getting scattered all over my car. It would get scattered all over my nightstand. It would kind of like have a non-peaceful effect on my state of being, because scatter sometimes tends to do that. And it was very rare that I gathered up this change and actually bought something with it. So I had the idea. I was in the convenience store, and there have been times where I was in the convenience store where I was buying something, and maybe I was a little short on money, or maybe I didn't, like, instead of breaking another $1 or another $5, the clerk says, hey, no worries. Here, we have this little tray where there's this change that people leave. Here, I'll throw that in for you. And I noticed that happening to me, and I was thankful when that happened. I was like, oh, thank you so much. I'm so thankful I don't have to break this $1, because I hate change. Right? I hate it. And I don't want to say I hate change. I love money, and money loves me. That's what Bob Proctor says. So don't say I hate change, but it's not my favorite for all the reasons that I've mentioned. So anyway, I was thankful that had happened to me. So I started to realize, wait a minute, what if I could solve this problem of having scattered change everywhere, and provide a good service for people that I don't know? And what if every time I go to the store, I buy my thing, and no matter what the change is, 5 cents, 20 cents, 75 cents, 90 cents, doesn't matter. What if I said, you know what, go ahead and put that in the tray for the next person? I wonder what that would do. So I started doing that. And I noticed that as I did this, the first couple of times when I'd walk out of the store, I would just feel good. I would just feel good. I was like, oh, somebody that I don't know is going to have this extra change to use to buy something that they might want. And I just felt good about it. And I also noticed that as I was doing this, I was like, keep the change, put the change, you put the change in there, pass it along to the next person. I was having this sense that, there's plenty of money. There's plenty of money everywhere. I don't need the change. Give it to someone who can use it. And so this is just a simple little thing I've been doing that I really think is helping me develop more of a prosperous money magnet mindset. And we were on our morning call today, and I shared this story, our morning mastermind call. And one of my favorite people in the world, her name's Ashley Casper. I talked about her in a live earlier this week. But she heard my story, and then she came out and said she used to be a clerk. I think it was in a dollar store or something like that. And she said there was this lady that would always come in the store, and she didn't have the look of prosperity. She was a nice lady, but maybe you could tell she didn't have a lot of money. But every time this lady, her name was Miss Jackie, she said every time Miss Jackie would come in the store and Ashley would go to give her change, Miss Jackie would say, she'd slide the change back across the counter, and she'd say, here you go, darling. That's for your piggy bank. And then Ashley talked about how grateful she was for that, and the difference that Miss Jackie had made for her. So all of this to say, if you're wanting to develop a more prosperous mindset, this might be something you could try. I mean, I didn't do this my whole journey. I just recently started doing it. So it's not necessary to develop a prosperous mindset. But I think one thing that is necessary to attract more wealth is to have a prosperous mindset. So whatever you need or want or feel like you should do to build that within yourself to where you can come to the conclusion that there is enough. There's enough for everybody. There's enough for me. There's enough for others. And to exist in a state of abundance within your mind, I really do have the belief that that will transfer over or can transfer over into your actual bank account. So that's the message. We got a lot of comments coming in. So thanks so much, everyone, for tuning in. I'm going to jump to the comments here. But first, shameless plug. I am Paul Hutchings. If you're finding me for the first time, I do these daily episodes Monday through Friday. If you got value from this content, I would love to invite you to subscribe to me on social media, and or you can visit my website and pick up a free gift. Why a free gift? Because I have an abundance mentality and I want to bestow goodness and ideas and blessings upon you. So that's my goal anyway. But yeah, you can visit my website and pick up a free gift and subscribe to my email list, where you'll get more content from me in the future. And hopefully we can go on a journey together. And what's that journey? The journey is, how can we be the best people we possibly can? And part of that for me is building a life of financial freedom, disconnecting your time from your money so you're free, you're prosperous to do the things that your heart is calling you to do. That's the journey that I'm on, and I'd love to invite you to go on that journey by subscribing or tuning in the future. So with that, I'm going to jump to the comments here and say hello to all of the beautiful people here today. Ashley Casper says, hey, here live today. Awesome. Thank you, Ashley, for tuning in. And also thank you for contributing to me so I could contribute in this video. I really appreciate that story you shared. Paul Turner says, hi, Paul. Hey, Paul Turner, how are you? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Ashley says, thanks so much. Of course, you're so welcome. Lori Sue says, Paul, how are you? It's Lori Sue. I'm amazing. How are you, Lori Sue? Hope you're having a great day. I know you are. Robert Compton says, love your hacks. Haha. Awesome. Thanks, Robert. Appreciate that. Brian Parashow, good to see you, man. Shout out to Brian. He's making sales and growing his income. Really excited for Brian. He says, gratitude draws abundance. Indeed, it does. Rob Daniel, thank you for being here, Rob. How are you? Would love to hear how you're doing. Thanks for tuning in. Rita Joy says, hi, Papa Paul. I love your stories. Yay, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And, you know, I actually read on Twitter somewhere that, and I forget who said it, but I think it was someone really, really famous. And he said, I'll have to look up who actually said this, but he said, the storyteller is the most powerful person in the world. The storyteller is the most powerful person in the world. And so I want to pass that along, especially for everyone who's creating content. If you can just tell simple stories like the one I told today, I mean, that's so simple. It's just something from my life. But you tell the story and people resonate with that. So do strive to tell stories in your content. Rita Joy says, be the change in all caps. I see what you did there, Rita Joy. Thank you. That's so funny. Be the change and give the change. William says, whenever I am stretched for money, I immediately tell myself that I can afford it. And I feel so much better spending that money later on. Oh, awesome. Thank you. That's a great phrase. Kevin Coe says, you're always above and beyond for all of us that are willing to reach out to you. Thank you. You're so welcome, Kevin. I appreciate you so much. Ashley Casper says, Miss Jackie was the best customer in the world. It was Dollar General, and anyone working at a Dollar General knows how much things like this can mean for their day. So, wow, you know, there you go. Like evidence, proof of just the little difference people can make in the lives of others. Nick says, absolutely love this. Thank you. You're so welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Nelson says, who wants change? Many. Who wants to change? Maybe only a few. Clever. Thank you for reminding us to develop a prosperous mindset. This money consciousness is essential. Thank you. You're so welcome. I appreciate that and appreciate your added value, Nelson. Ashley says, and you're one of my favorite people in the whole world too. Paul, love you. Yay. All right. Well, we're even. I love you too, Ashley. Rob Daniel says, this is an empowering idea, Paul. Choosing someone in a cafe and paying for their coffee or breakfast, then leaving is a great feeling. So that's a great idea. And we can do that as well. I appreciate that idea. And I'm going to implement that, Rob. So thanks for passing that along. And Nick says, I do love your stories. I always love a compelling story that hits in the heart and soul. Me too. Thank you, Nick. Jeff Topper says, great live. Thank you for reminding us through your own example of maintaining an attitude of gratitude. If we follow these principles, they will pay huge dividends. I agree, Jeff. Thank you. Lori said, Steve Jobs once said, the most powerful person in the world is a storyteller. There it is. Okay, Steve Jobs, the most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation that is to come. And we can all do that. So thanks for tuning in, guys. That's going to be a wrap. I'll be back Monday for the next good parts. And I wonder what I'm going to talk about. I don't know, but I have a feeling it will be good because this is the good parts. Have a great weekend and bye for now.